If you listen to what I have to say in this video, you are going to understand why you need to stop caring about other people's opinion about you. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to speak up, but your mind convinced you that everyone will laugh at you and judge you? That feeling right there can either make you stronger or hold you back for your rest of your life. Let me tell you why. It is time to stop caring and finally speak the fuck up. Exactly know what it feels like that. Feeling lonely, invisible, judged, and get rejected. From being bullied for my whole life because of my appearance I used to have and the background I came from, facing crippling social anxiety, to completely transforming my life with confidence in my social life. And the thing is, I have been there. I've lived through the struggle and came out on top. Today, I walk into a room, I feel confident. I feel not anxious anymore. When I look them in their eyes, I can speak confidently because of this. What I'm about to share you is gonna help you from going from feeling like worthless about yourself to being somebody people trust and respect you. So the first thing you have to realize is that nobody actually gives a shit about you. And that's a good thing, you know? So here's the thing, right? So there was a guy who was a talented software engineer who has been in the company for like 5 years. He always stayed quiet during meetings, even though he had some ideas to share, to speak up. He wanted to contribute more, help them out more, and eventually get promoted to the position that he always aspired to have. Every fucking single time a meeting came up, that familiar voice in his head whispered, what if nobody cares what I say? Those what ifs stopped him for a long time. The fear of being judged silenced him time and time again. He knew if he didn't speak up, he'd stay in the same position forever, watching others get promotions that he aspired to have and having that recognition he always wanted to have. But the thing is, one day something clicked for him. He realized that his coworkers didn't actually care about him, didn't actually care what he said. They were too busy with their own shit in their own life. The next meeting, he took a deep breath and took the action. He shared his ideas. To his surprise, no one said anything else. In fact, they loved what he said, and they even questioned him. Why didn't he tell them before? Why was he quiet all along? If he had said that before, his company's value have gone to 10 times the actual thing. But he stayed quiet because of his own fear of judgment. And his new idea of the project led to his promotion that he always aspired to have, and achieved that just because of his small action. You have to start realizing that people are too wrapped up in their own insecurities. They think about themselves most of the time. Every time. We as a human are selfish. We are our own enemy. And the thing is, we live in our heads, imagining people judging us, but in reality, we are judging ourselves. And the fear of being judged is just a fear. I know because I have been trapped into this feeling of getting. But once I broke free, my life changed. Once I realized that people are not judging you, it's you judging yourself. Every action you take is you telling yourself that people are thinking about that. But in reality, you don't know what they're thinking. Ask yourself, how the hell do you know people are thinking they're gonna judge you? You might have heard them like saying something behind the back for other people. It's their own insecurity telling them. They are portraying their own insecurities. When you try to like judge somebody else it's because you don't want to do the same thing. All along, it was just your reflection of your own thoughts. The other thing is, she isn't that special, alright? So there was a girl who, she was smart, beautiful, charismatic. Every guy in the school wanted to ask her out, especially that guy called him. He was shy, he was quiet, he was timid. He had the biggest crush on her. Tim had been thinking about her for months. He fantasized about dating her, going out with her, talking to her, even having kids and everything, having all the things planned for the future. He wanted to ask her out so badly, but the thing is, he couldn't because of his mind played the same stories, same what if scenarios. Instead of believing he did get her, he went to the dating, but when he see her, he had this what if scenarios. What if she says no in front of everybody? What if she laughs at me? What if everybody thinks I'm a loser because I got rejected? This thought stopped him from making one move. Those weeks turns into months. He will regret if he doesn't ask her out, but he couldn't shake the fear of it. Cool. So one day he had this epiphany that helped him overcome this, and it was just by asking this question. This small, simple, almost changed the way he saw rejection. He asked himself, will I even care about this current situation when I'm 85, lying on my deathbed? Will it really matter at all? With that realization, Tim finally mustered the courage to ask her how. Even though she turned him down, it wasn't the end of the world. Didn't became black, purple. What's a good question? What is the other things that I can say? Nothing catastrophic happened. Nothing bad happened at all. No one mocked him after weeks. Of course, they were like maybe mocking him for the first few weeks, but after that, everybody went back to their shit. Everybody were too self-centered that they just went from their own life. You have to realize, what was the last time you did something really embarrassed, right? Or somebody who did really embarrassed, you actually think about it, make her like feel bad or make him feel bad. No, right? You might remember the small things, the small moments, but it wasn't that bad. You can actually think about it, just like a fun moment, right? You have to realize the people's opinion we fear the most often aren't as important as we think it is. Actually build them up in our own minds. We feel like it's a huge deal and this is gonna affect our whole life. We're not gonna have children anymore, we're gonna die alone, we're not gonna have this job, we're not gonna have this, that. It's not that. Nothing's gonna have that bad. So the fear of what other people think shouldn't stop you of the person you want to become. Those are just opinions. You are the one who are control of your own damn life. Nobody is gonna come to you, give you a hand, and tell you what to do. There might be people out there, and you have to take the opportunity. But you have to realize, everybody is self-centered. People around you are self-centered. They think about themselves, their own insecurities. So if you fear people's opinion about you because you did something that wasn't like related or aligned to the social norms, right? Tell me, so what? Nothing is bad gonna happen. And this for experience. The more you live outside your comfort zone, the more you're gonna understand, shit, this is true. Like, it was hard, but damn, you like shit. This is nothing. People have went through hella bullshit and came out to the top. So if they can, why can't you? Fear is just an excuse for staying small. So here, this guy called Mark, he was 25 years old, was working on a marketing specialist at a mid-sized team, you know. He was good at his job, but deep down he knew that he meant for more. He always dreamed of starting his own business. He wanted to be his own boss, not able to care about what other people think, and be able to actually be independent and have the freedom. He also had some ideas. He knew for a fact, after complete research, after going through all the program, he knew that it could work. But there was this one problem. He was terrified. He had this mental battle inside his head, telling him, what if scenarios? What if I fail? What if I lose all my savings and this doesn't succeed? All those, what if people think my business is gonna flop? Like, for years, that fear kept him stuck. For years, the fear kept him stuck, working for a job he didn't love and constantly daydreaming of what could have become. The more he stayed in his comfort zone, the more miserable he became. He saw other people taking risks, succeeding, while he stayed small, afraid to make the leap and take the action. But one day, something changed. The pain of not trying and staying where he was greater than the fear of failure. He decided that even if he failed, it would be better than living with this pain of not achieving the highest version of himself. When he's dying in his deathbed, thinking about living a lonely life of the person he started small. He had this side project in place, but over time the side project grew over into a successful business. Today, he's living the one he dreamed of. You need to understand that the fear is a prison that keeps you where you are. It keeps you where you actually don't move forward and makes you stay in mediocrity. It's the voice that convinces us to stay small, to avoid risk, to settle for like less than we deserve. But once you realize that the fear is just an excuse and that it's like created inside our head, you see that you have the power to move towards your goal and actually achieve it. No matter how scared you are, the fear is always gonna be there, but it doesn't have to control you at all. And look, I know how it feels to stay stuck in your own head, thinking all these negative beliefs, thinking that things will get good on their own. And the thing is, they won't until you take the action. You can keep hoping to change while avoiding the challenges that scares you, or you can step into a community of people who are like-minded, that is built to push you to your limits and out of your comfort zone. Surrounding yourself with guys who have been where you are and made it to the other side. And if you're tired of watching this from the sideline, being this perspective, watching somebody else get everything while you're just seeing everything from the sidelines, this is your chance to finally feel how it feels to be confident and go out there. You have to realize this. If you stay where you are, your life is going to stay the same. And if you're interested and actually want to improve and you're serious about this, join us and watch how your life completely changes. It's completely free. And if you're up for it, go down below, click the first link in the description, and I see you there.